At 5 o'clock this evening, eyeball tattoos. I'm not kidding. This is a real thing, and the dangers are so concerning to one state lawmaker. He wants to ban the practice outright in Indiana. State House Bureau Chief David Williams is live in the newsroom to explain this bizarre phenomenon. David.
Well, Brooke, this is a very real thing, actually. Republican State Senator John Ruckelhaus tells me he introduced this bill to be proactive and protect Hoosiers. Inside Masterwork Tattoo in downtown Indy, you'll find hand-drawn works of art on the walls and on people like Matt Dugan.
Every tattoo I have has a meaning. There's a story behind it.
This thing here?
Those stories and meanings are part of why owner and tattoo artist Jacob Bryan enjoys his work.
You make things that make people's lives better.
But there's a dangerous new trend making the rounds that's having the opposite effect: eyeball tattooing. Bryan hasn't seen any in person, but he's heard about it.
They're basically ink injections into the whites of the eyeballs. They aren't done with the standard tattooing process. So, you know, a tattoo machine isn't used, as far as I know.
He says he doesn't know of anyone in Indiana who's had it done.
It's not a part of what I would do or be interested in or what we would offer here.
And Republican State Senator John Ruckelhaus wants to keep it from happening here. The American Academy of Ophthalmology says eyeball tattooing dangers could include decreased vision, blindness, or losing an eye.
So the ophthalmologists are terribly concerned that any time that you deal or inject any foreign object or any needle into the eyeball, you run a very serious risk of infection. Which
is partly why he introduced a proposal that would outlaw the procedure in Indiana, saying he wants to be proactive.
And it makes it a civil penalty.
Ruckelhaus says under his bill, someone who tattoos somebody's eyeballs could face a fine of up to $10,000.
And it'll be up to the Attorney General to police this.
The idea has people inside Masterwork talking.
You know, and I think that, you know, passing a law that would more or less put tattoo artists or body modification specialists at risk for doing their jobs is a bit on the extreme side, especially, like I said before, for something that's not even really growing here in Indiana.
I just don't believe in trying to pass laws to tell people what they can and can't do, especially from a tattoo perspective.
Ruckelhaus tells me a similar bill actually passed in Oklahoma. He's hoping there will not be an uphill battle in a Senate committee this session. He says there might be pushback because there isn't necessarily a case here in Indiana yet. But bottom line, Ruckelhaus says do not do it. We're live in the newsroom tonight. David Williams, 24 Hour News 8.